Oroda, Oro Kaiva. On this episode of Café Niugini, we explore the exotic flavours and culinary traditions of Oro Province. We will journey to the remote Gira River, where we will participate in a community bondo with my husband's clan, the Bossida. We will also fly to the spectacular fjords of Tufi, where we will be greeted by the Kofure people of the Kofure village guesthouse. Here, we will visit the gardens and taste sosorare, a delightful and hearty seafood smorgasbord. Today, we begin our trip along the remote Gira River, which lies on the border of Oro and Morobe provinces. As my family and I travel up the windy Gira River, we are met with the enthusiastic waves from local villagers along the riverbank. Travelling by dinghy, we can get an intimate scenic view of birds' nests and the abundant riverine wildlife along this amazing river. After travelling for 5 hours through ocean and river waterways, we finally arrive at our destination, Tabara village. My husband's relatives welcome us into their village with local gospel music. I feel uplifted by these cheerful Tabara men and women. This welcoming performance makes the long and exhausting boat trip very worthwhile. I look forward to what other exciting surprises lay ahead in celebrating a community bondo feast. I'm here with Pastor Ansel in Tabara village, and today we're in the midst of a bondo food feast. Pastor Ansel, what particular type of bondo will we be having this Christmas?
Inside this bondo, Ario dance is involved. People in Ario wear their traditions are involved.
Pastor Hansel is a church leader from the Christian Revival Church of Papua New Guinea. He is also an expert community organizer and will help arrange our bondo feast experience.
Inside this bondo, Ario dance is involved. People in Ario where their traditions are involved, or the customary things are used. That's where killing of pigs and all those clansmen in the community are given tasks.
So a bondo is hosted not by a community but by a particular family group?
Once the head of the family calls out for bondo, the close relatives of the person calling for the feast have to come with the pigs. Each family member, cousin brother or brother, has to come with a pig to support the man who is hosting the feast. Ario dance is involved, and then in preparation of the carvings, where the ones which they are using in the dance, as to mime out, to act out the dance, the story they are applying in the dance. All the dances whom you can see around, they are all now in their secret locations. That's where they practice the dance, and those people who are not involved in the dance are not allowed to go to their secret location. If they ever do that, they will have to kill pig. That is a tambo which stops everybody not to go near or even inside that secret location where all the dancers are.
So only on the very day of the cutting of the pig, that's when we'll see all the dancers come out and present what they've been practicing.
Exactly.
So Pastor Ansel, I noticed that there were people bringing food offerings up to the platform over there. What does this food offering mean?
There is support from the relatives for the person calling out the feast to feed the whole lot of community members. This man who is hosting the feast announces to the relatives why the feast has been called for, and then after that is done and the Ario dance comes out, it is now time for the pig to be cut out, and then the food is now divided amongst the community members to come and take their share out. That's how the food is being used.
Inside our village house, in preparation for the bondo, I am clothed with traditional Bossida attire for the all-important presentation of pigs. My husband's auntie, Grace Stadamore, is given the delicate task of supervising my dressing. I am interested to learn more about the origins of the beautiful bead necklaces, armbands and shell ornaments that cover my body. So, tambo blomi Grace, ina plu story liglik long. Bone something of some shell or get this something or mini monem na ol kam lo we.
This la tapa cloth ya. One plat diwai different. I got stick blongem stap and plus a piting go. Laos him skin blongem kiss him na put him this and long tapa cloth. This la teeth block fig. Na this la ya talk plus blomi pla kujuju. Istalo solwara. Plus a passing one time low. Na put him on top one time teeth block fig. Na this laya to say stalo solwara. Mi plus a kissing na passim low. So this laya osem insa kamam natin lo bush. Mi plus a kissing. So inside blow banana this la something black playa. Say stop inside lo banana. Banana true you misa kai na downing ya nana plakai. Osem nam plus a katim put him stop skin blongem mi go stink now. Lusim desra now mi plus a kissim na passing one time low. This low black playa. You put the passing low face ya. This laya black playa. Mi talking you finish banana or some kind banana taslo. This laya mi plus a passing low teeth block. Dog. Nala plakain low pia. Special one blow. Just walking this lakain. Stalo bush. Mi plus a kissim na. Laos him inside blongem now. Skin blongem ya mi plus a passim osem putin lo an. This laya one pla low bush tap plus a walking.
So there you have it. We've just had an explanation about where all these different materials that have been used to make this beautiful traditional dress of the Bossida clan. Most of the materials used have all come from the bush. So I truly feel blessed to be able to be dressed up in the traditional wear of the Bossida.
Relic invite Mrs. Bao Waiko to take post and officially speak to the crowd.
Sipudave, Atagetana, Bossida clan. Thank you, True Loyupla Kisimi come inside long. Community Loyupla. Me come long Makam Valley. Long Umi Adzara LLG. Me come long Ragiampun village. Na clan Blomi and Dampi clan. Papa Blomi, emi chief Plodispla clan, emi clan leader. Na mipla come do now this time long place blue long Tapara village. Because me na man Blomi plus stop on te mama na Papa Blomi. Na mipla come long stop on te yupla now lo disla Christmas. Na family Blomi is salim tupla pig. I come one time mipla. Lo mipla like come long same face. So me come one time man blomi ikisi me come long place long em straight long Tabara village. Em kisi me come long so em yupla osem mi Mary blongem. Na mi tupla iga tupla pikinini. First born em Yavita John Waiko. Na second Micah Baing Waiko. So mi pla karim ol pikinini blo yupla ikam. Lo so em yupla osem ol pikinini Bossida straight. O se mi Mary Blobao na mi plakam lo soy mi playet lo yupla.
Gagarawa. Makam gagara. Karena sebilan gagara. Amini. Iu mai karena sahabat jumdo. Aku para. Elo Uewa, emboto for me. Ay mamomi, awa, mamai, baomi gagara jumdo, ay ndoro beza, pisile kariste, awa, isari mamai dede kariste, awa, kulele, kananga gorote shite kulogumbira. Echirawa, nanamingerawa, okaina kanazachira. Awa ina meti takido, ima ipate takiji jena. Gundo, nache inda shite. Punda to.
Jive daruge. Thank you for picking it from me.
I'm here with my in-laws from the Bossida clan, and what we're doing here is called the Dada Edo Bajitera. It's when the women come together as a group to sit down and prepare food. We are now preparing the food that's going to be cooked up in the 4 dishes this afternoon. The first dish on our menu is sago soup or ambe dabetera. Dried sago flour is mixed with water and stirred at a quick pace in a clay pot. Fresh coconut cream is squeezed into the sago mixture. The clay pot is then placed on the heat of a fire to combine ingredients and thicken the soup. Next, the banana cake is prepared by layering chopped tomatoes, pit asparagus and spring onion inside a pot lined with banana leaf. Coconut cream is added, and finally smashed banana is combined with the other ingredients to complete the mixture. Once baked, freshly grated coconut is squeezed on top to add the final touches to the cake. The last dish is ba dabetera, or taro soup. This dish begins by stirring up cooked taro with coconut milk to form a thick, creamy soup. So here I am with Joyce, and we're about to try these really lovely dishes that have been cooked up. So let's have a go and taste some of this. We've got here the savoury banana cake. Definitely does not taste like the sweet banana cake. It's very wholesome and filling, and it tastes more like a bread. Now I'm just going to go to the ambe dabetera, which is the sago. It's got a very smooth consistency, gelatinous, and it absorbs any flavour that it's cooked up in. This particular sago hasn't been cooked up with anything, so you can really taste the coconut cream with that different smooth texture of the sago. And now I'm going to go for the ba dabetera, which is the taro, which has been mashed up and creamed with coconut milk. It's got a very smoky, rich flavour. It's very delicious. You Binandere women have really undone yourself this time with cooking. Thank you. Very good cooking.
Oro.
Oro.
Oro tina.
Thank you.
Oro.
After tasting the sumptuous Bossida-style meals, I am led to the nearby swamp to observe a sago making demonstration. Pastor Hansel described the arduous process of transforming sago palm pith into a hard gelatinous substance to be used for cooking.
In this process, the sago is taken out of where they are beaten, and then from that container, which I call it a helper, they call it kera. They put the sago in that kera and then pour it into this process. They wash the sago through there, and then the milky part of the sago is processed through the filter here, and then it is that milky sago that is deposited in the canoe. Once the person who is washing the sago is satisfied that all the milky part of the sago has been washed down, he throws that one away and then pours the fresh sago inside the process.
Okay.
They're going to go through this process until all the sago is finished.
Pastor Hansel explains that we must leave the sago to settle and sink to the bottom of the canoe overnight. The next day, All excess water is removed from the canoe to reveal wet clumps of sago. So the sago is now ready. It's deposited here in the bottom of the canoe, and what's going to happen is that this sago spoon here is going to be used to scoop out the sago in the bottom here that's thick and gluggy and placed inside this coconut filter here behind me. And what happens is the sago will sit in that filter, the water, excess water will drip out of it, and then it'll harden on top and dry, and that's when the sak will be ready for use once it's taken to the village. My husband and I depart Binandere country to travel south over the Owen Stanley Ranges to the beautiful fjords of Tufi. Inside these ancient ocean ravines lies a majestic marine network of coral reefs and atolls. Touching down on the airstrip, I feel excited about exploring the cultural arts and special seafood dishes of Tufi. We travel by dugout canoe across the water towards Kofure guesthouse, which is home to the Kofure people. We are met with friendly waves from local village kids playing in the shallow waters. After 20 minutes gently cruising along the coast, we reach Kofure guesthouse. Walking up the beach, I am surprised to hear faint drumming and realize a sing-sing group is waiting to welcome us into the village. Hi, I'm here with Georgina from the Kofure village guesthouse, and today we're going to be looking at the tapa cloth making or bark cloth making of Oro Province. So Oro tapa painting is made up of two different colours, the red and the black. Now the red coloration comes from a mixture of these leaves here and the bark, boiled together in a clay pot with water, and the black ink actually comes from a clay or a mud which is collected from the bottom of a river, and it's scraped into a powder, and it's then mixed with the juice of a particular vine and boiled. It's then left for a week, and then it's ready to be used. Georgina is actually from the Meissen area of Oro Province, and that's where the tapa cloth is produced. It's from a mulberry tree. And the people here from Kofure will trade with the Meissen people to get this particular bark to paint on. Georgina, after you've finished painting these beautiful pieces of tapa cloth, what do you use the tapa for?
We use for wearing them, dancing. When the feast, we wear them and dance.
Is men's tapa and women's tapa the same?
No. Woman wears her own tapa, men has their own tapa there.
This one here, okay. So I can see here that the men's tapa has got more straight lines and it's a long strip of tapa, and the women's is more in solid blocks and very flamboyant in their coloration and in their design. It's very beautiful. The Kofure women are eager to show me their gardens, so we take a short walk through the bush to Georgina's auntie's sweet potato garden. These women will remove enough sweet potatoes to feed their families for the day. Joyce, Edith and Ethel have just harvested some sweet potato or some cow from their garden. But in order to replace what they've harvested, they also break the vines off the sweet potato, and then they go and they replant to ensure that there's food next time that they come to the garden. We are looking for Singapore taro and green bananas to complete our garden ingredients for this afternoon's sosorare cooking feast. So Edith and Joyce are just harvesting the varia or Singapore taro for this afternoon's cooking. Taro, when you harvest it, the leaves are cut off, so when it's planted, it encourages new growth. So the leaves will come up and that encourages the new growth and the roots to go down and to start forming into a bulb. So Edith is now harvesting some bananas for the sosorare this afternoon. Edith, Joyce and Ethel have harvested this banana. They're going to get it off the bunch itself so that they're in smaller hands that they can fit it into their bilum and carry it to the house. The Kofure men go hunting for seafood at a nearby reef and local fishing area. The boys have just come in from net fishing and they've caught quite a catch here, a few different species of fish, some seaweed and some clams. So I'm looking forward to the storm that's going to be cooked up this afternoon. I'm here with Joyce and Ethel Yari Yari, and today we're cooking up a dish called sosorare. This is a dish that's prepared when friends or relatives come to visit, and this is the sort of culture that you will expect to see from the Kofure people of Tufi. Firstly, all the bananas, sweet potatoes and Singapore taro are peeled and placed in a dish. These vegetables are then washed, removing any excess dirt. Green beans are added. Once scaled, a variety of whole reef fish are washed and thrown in the pot with the vegetables. Water is poured on the banana leaf sealed pot and everything is taken to the fire. The pot is left on the hot embers to cook. Next, the seafood is prepared. The clamshell is broken and opened, and the meat is extracted with a knife. The insides of the shell are carefully washed to ensure all unwanted waste and shell pieces are removed from the flesh. The cleaned muscle of the clam is then combined with all the other ingredients to simmer inside the pot. Once the vegetables and seafood are tender and almost cooked, Ibica spinach is spread on top. Whole chilies are broken by hand and added to spice up the cooking juices. The milk from a freshly grated coconut is squeezed into the pot to make sure this rich, healthy cream is absorbed by all the ingredients. Last of all, a banana leaf seals the pot, which is left on the fire to finish cooking. In the final preparations of a sosorare, pipi clamshells are cleaned and placed in boiling salty hot water. When their shells start opening, the fleshy insides are cooked and ready to be eaten. Let's try some of this delicious sosorare that Joyce and Ethel have cooked up. I'm going to start with the clam. Succulent and crunchy and tastes similar to a green lip mussel. This is a mussel shell here. Soft, smooth and rich in flavour. Let's try some fish now. Beautiful, soft in texture. And it's got a very nice seafood flavour. I hope you've enjoyed the mouth-watering, healthy and natural foods of Oro Province as much as I have. If you have a food story you'd like to share with us, please go to our Café Niugini website. Until next time, goodbye and God bless. Ata Getana and Ayakoi.
Nabuenare.
la corona.